promising people a tutu tutorial for a while, so I figured I would get it over with. We'll make something sort of like this. Stretchy, poofy tutorial full of tulle and satin and elastic. So hopefully you like and you'll learn how to make one. What you'll be needing is a long piece of fabric at about 50 inches, or if your waist is bigger than that, I would say go off of your waist, but it should be around 14 inches long, just to get it kind of short, like a mini skirt kinda. And I use 50 inches so that it's stretchy and it's kind of universal. Next you'll need some elastic to make the waistband out of. This depends on you, so just measure your waist and you'll have your length for your elastic. I usually go about 2 inches shorter, just so it'll be a little bit tighter. And you'll need tulle, lots of tulle, about 2 yards and 8 inches, so that's 80 inches of tulle. And I just measure it in strips because I buy it by the bolt. So I measure out 80 inches and then cut that part off, and I trim off 10 inch wide strips. So you'll have 8 of these, 10 inches wide. I'm using black and sparkly purple just to change it up. You can use whatever colors you want. I made one with my sister yesterday. It was pink, green, purple, and blue. So you can use whatever you want. Your first thing to do is to add a hem to the bottom of the long piece of fabric. I'd turn it under doubly because I don't want the edges fraying, and I want to have a sort of professional look to it. So I just sew that all the way down the edge. And do not do that to the top because you're going to need room for your elastic. So I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Okay, now that you got it all hemmed and it's got a perfect edge on it, you need to make your little open area for your elastic. You need to just measure how thick your elastic is. Mine is not very thick, so I double turn it under and I make sure there's enough room just so your elastic can go through. So once it's through, once you've got it to where it's at a good width, I pin it and just sew another hem along the edge. So that's all there is to it, really. Now that you have your little pocket, you are going to need a safety pin. Just stick it through the edge of your elastic and start feeding it through to the end of your little seam pocket area that you got going on. It'll take a while, and do not lose this end in it, or else you're going to have to pull it all the way out and restart over again. So hold this end, or if it gets to the edge, I use another safety pin or a pin and just stick it here to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. So just have fun pulling it through. Now that you have your elastic pulled all the way through, all you're going to do is stick the edge together. You can pin it, but I'm not going to. And just add a few stitches to get it to stick. Now that you've got a few little stitches stuck onto it, you need to close up your area right here. So what I do is fold the edge over, if I can, cut these threads because they're in the way, and take the other side, fold it over and kind of squish it to cover up the other edge. Then I just add a top seam to it to hold the elastic for one and to close up the edge without it looking all frayed or anything of that sort. Now that you've got a little top seam on the edge, it's not coming apart, so you've got this big hole right here. All I do is fold it over and add a seam to close it up, so that you'll have a big tube that looks like a skirt. This end, because your fabric will be at an angle, so just twist it. I don't really worry about the fraying edges because nobody's really going to see them. But if you do, you can always turn it under and sew the hem that way. And that's it. You've got a little skirt. Now you have your seam, so you have something that looks like this. It's just a little tiny stretchy skirt. And here comes the hard part, is putting the tulle on, because it tends to tangle and you have to use a zigzag stitch. Okay, so take a strip of tulle and take it by the 10-inch mark. Fold it in half and just keep that half mark in mind. Stick that halfway point right underneath your waistband area. Set your machine to a zigzag stitch and make sure you stretch your waistband so it'll so it won't be so bunched up and it'll be more poofy, really. And this is where all the poof comes in. Gather while you sew, or you can pin it if you want to be super precise. I just gather and keep the halfway point in mind. I bunch it up and just keep going, really. You can bunch it up as tight or as loose as you want, depending on how poofy you want your tutu to be. And when you get to the end of a strip of tulle, what I do is just grab another strip and sew it right along with. I don't sew it together because then it leaves a big visible seam since the tulle is so translucent. So I just add it on just like you did starting off. I'm almost to the end of this first little bit of tulle, so I'll show you how to do that. And once you get all the way around, just cut off your excess and you can use it for your next layer. So I'm at the end of this tulle and I'll need another piece. I'm going to stick with black because I like doing my tutus in stripes instead of alternating colors. So I'll just add this right along with and keep. Now you should have your first layer all done. The tulle should be at a halfway point, just sewed right in a straight line, and it won't look as poofy until you start adding more layers. So this is it so far, and I will show you how to get your next few layers going. For the next layer, you will need to turn the tutu around so that the poofiness is facing away from your presser foot, or away from the main part of the machine. I'm going to do 4 layers of tulle, so you may want to measure out to see what kind of spacing you need to do, and I have 8 inches left, so I guess I will be doing, I have 8 inches total area to put it on, so I'll be doing a layer every 2 inches, so that'll be about right there. All you need to do is just grab your next piece of tulle, just like you did before, and find the middle, stick it on, and get going, really. And that's it. That's how you make a tutu. I will show you the finished product in just a few minutes. In total, this may take you about half an hour to get it done. It's not too hard, it doesn't take very long, and they're fun to wear. So after 4 layers, finally, this is what you should come up with, something like this. Except it's kind of pink right there. So that's how you make a tutu. Hope everybody can do it. It's really easy. And yay for tutus and poofy tulle. And that's it. Hope you like the tutorial, and snip, 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 the thread banger.